I'm going to share the secrets on how LinkedIn made me $1.6 million in 3 years and how I continue to scale it every single day. What you heard in the beginning is not a lie. I have made over $1.6 million from LinkedIn in the past 3 years, and it wasn't them paying me as an influencer. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. I make a lot of content every single week. No different than a lot of people that are watching this, I, at one point in time, did not have a lot of LinkedIn followers, LinkedIn connections, and wasn't doing much on LinkedIn. But I made a change about 5 years ago to really dive deep into it and say, how am I gonna figure out how to make this algorithm on this platform work for me, because I'm in B2B and I need to make sure that I am connecting with people and trying to use it as a sales resource. Fast forwarding to where we're at today, I have over 20,000 followers, and you guys may be thinking, Kyle, that's not a lot of followers. Yes, it's not, but I am in a niche and I only connect and allow people to connect with me that are within that niche that I can provide value to. On the flip side of that, I get over 100,000 impressions on my profile every single month, but the key is that my impressions are not me just sharing out content that was trending on some other thing, and I'm not like most people in my space that are a pretty girl in a man's world that are posting selfies with some BS type of content to it to get 200 likes and get their followers up, as well as their impressions. So 100,000 impressions a month for me is actively engaged content, and we create a lot of content every single day. And this is the key strategy as to how we went from LinkedIn providing zero revenue for my business to over 1.6 million. Now, before we jump deep into it, all I want you to do is just give me 6 months of doing this strategy, and I 100% can guarantee you that you will receive massive results with this if you follow it to a T. So if you're ready to jump into it, let's dive in. Step number 1 is going to be optimize your profile. I have a video here that talks about profile optimization, so I'm not gonna jump into it in depth, but this is the place to start. You have to look at your headshot, your background shot, your public URL. Make sure that you are being found on all the search engines, turn everything on from a public profile standpoint. Go through your summary, your work history, your links, everything in between. Watch that video and I break it down. Do that first before you do anything else, because that is going to directly affect your results in these steps. The main key to it, after you've got everything updated, the main key and most important part from my experience is going to be your headline. What is your headline? When you send a connection request to somebody, they see your picture, they see your name, and they see your headline. Most people have their headline as the default, which is your current job position at your current company. You have to change that. If you get nothing else from that video that I linked you to, how to optimize your profile, you have to update your headline and make it specific to something that is going to catch their attention, be relevant, and get somebody to think, to say, oh, this is standing out. Now I want to dive deeper and look at this person's profile. The next step, number 2, is going to be you have to create valuable content every single day and then post that content, ideally, if you want to scale quickly, 3 to 5 times a day. Now you may be thinking, Kyle, there's no way possible that I can create that much content. That is a lie. You can. A lot of times people can't see the forest for the trees and they think, I only know a little bit. You know a ton. If you really break it down in your area and your expertise, there's so much value that you have between your ears, but you just don't realize it because this is something that you've been doing every single day. But if you take a step back or bring a third party in, have them ask you questions, you explain how to do something, you can break out so many pieces of content. Now, if you work for a big company, hopefully they're producing content, and you just need to be able to take their content and post it on your own profile every single day. If you're like, dude, I have no time to do it 3 times a day, well, then you're not really committed to turning this into a big revenue stream. As you build your company, if you're a business owner, you need to build a team around this, because LinkedIn in B2B is everything that you need to be able to grow and scale whatever businesses that you have. But it has to start with content. If you're like, I don't want to do content, but I'll do everything else, stop right there. This is not going to work. Close your laptop and move on to somebody that's going to feed you some BS about how you can grow and scale without producing content. I guarantee you will not see the results. All you're going to do is waste time. So like I said, give me 6 months with this strategy and I promise you will see massive results. And step number 3, you need to send out connection requests every week. Right now it's 100 connection requests that LinkedIn allows you to cap at. Sometimes you can get away with 150 or 200. They're playing around with their algorithm. Who knows what it is when you're watching this? The point is hit your head on the ceiling of the max connection requests you can send. The key though is only send connection requests to those that are relevant. It's not a numbers game. It's not, let me see how many connections I can get. Well, I've got 30,000, or I'm a lion, which is LinkedIn open network. People are still doing that. And they're like, I'm a lion, and I put in my profile title and look at, I've got 30,000 followers, 30,000 connections. that is not relevant. I would rather take 1,000 relevant connections than 10,000 unrelevant. The rest of these steps depend on you for being connected with relevant people. So be strategic with your searches. If you need to, go in and buy LinkedIn Sales Navigator to create massive filtered searches so you can get down to the job function, the category, the geographic location, how long they've been with somebody. And the key with that is on Sales Navigator, you'll be able to say, show me people that are active within the past 30 days on LinkedIn. You do not want to send connection requests to people that aren't active, right? Ideally, the people you're connected with are active every single day, because that is how you're going to be able to provide them with value, and eventually, as they have a need, you can be there for the solution. So purchasing LinkedIn Sales Navigator for 70, 80 bucks a month is critical to this, and you need to build a search with strategic filters to go after the exact relevant people. Once you do that, then you just send them connection requests. Once you got your searches built out, it's 1,000 people, it's 2,000, 5,000 people. Every single week, send out the max connection requests you can from LinkedIn, and they will, as long as your profile is optimized and you're relevant to the industry, you will see about a 30 to 40% success rate of people accepting those, and eventually people will send you connection requests, and that is the ultimate goal. The fourth step is going to be you have to engage with your audience, with your connections every single day. Spend 30 to 45 minutes going through your feed. Again, because these people are relevant, because they're relevant to what it is that you do, the service that you offer, the products that you sell, it's relevant to them, and not by a stretch, it's very relevant to them. You engaging with their content, liking it, commenting, as you scroll through your homepage feed, that is going to get them to then look at your profile. That will then get them to pay closer attention to what you're posting, and you get that engagement back and forth with them. But don't do it strictly from I'm only going to engage with you because I want you to buy something from me. You need to be sincere about this. You should be engaging with people to try and help them. If you don't want to help them, they're not going to buy from you. Don't be sleazy about it. Engage because you care, but commenting, liking, sharing people's posts, especially those people in those industries and job functions that typically don't get a lot of engagement, where it's maybe something that they made and they only get a couple of likes, you consistently showing them that will show them that you're a fan of theirs, and in turn, they will pay closer attention to your content. But you have to do it every single day. The fifth step is going to be send valuable content to your connections through LinkedIn messages. What you don't want to do is connect with somebody and then give them a sales pitch. That will not work. That's what a lot of people say. Connect with them, a week later, send them something salesy. You have to do it from the basic standpoint of jab, 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 right hook, written by Gary Vaynerchuk, which is give, then ask. And I switch it up a little bit where it's give, and then you're slightly kind of asking. You're not going in for the hard ask, the hard sell, unless it's relevant and you know for a fact that you can help them. But you want it to be able to share relevant content. That goes back to point number 2, creating content every single day. They're not going to see your content every day. They have 100, 1,000, 5,000 other connections that they're seeing their content in their feed. They're not paying attention to your 3 to 5 posts a day. They're probably not even seeing most of it, but as they go throughout the week, hopefully if you get engagement on your posts, then they'll see it. So you can use and recycle that content that you create. If you create a long video like I'm doing here, this can be then sent to a strategic target demographic within my LinkedIn connections and be able to send it to them through messages. You need to do this 3 times. Have some sort of valuable piece of content and send it to them in a message saying, hey Joe, hey Susie, just wanted to share this piece of content with you. I thought you'd get some value out of it, or someone that you know would get some value out of it. I hope you have a great rest of your week. This is what works. You want to give value first before you ask for anything in return. So having that batch content and all of that library of it, and highlighting what can I send to people, a link to a YouTube video you did, a link to an article you wrote, an ebook that you're offering for free, not asking for their phone number, email address, first name, last name, just for free, sending it through LinkedIn. This is where it's going to work the best, and this is how you're gonna be able to hit that goal of getting 7 figures of revenue from a social platform. A pro tip for those out there that are into automation, there are LinkedIn automation tools out there that you can use. I'm not gonna dive into it because it's frowned upon by LinkedIn. So just do some quick searches. There's a couple out there that I personally really like. There's some of the bigger ones, but figure out an automation solution that works for you to where you can automate the process of sending out connection requests and sending out messages. If you have thousands upon thousands of followers and connections and you want to go through them quickly, there's no physical way, unless you hire somebody strictly to do that 8 to 10 hours a day, there's no way to go through it that fast. So you using an automation tool to be able to send out that content 7 days a week is critical and is a pro tip that can get you to your results faster. Just don't abuse it. The sixth step is gonna be send a soft sales pitch. That's after you sent 3 to maybe even 4 pieces of valuable content first. Then you wanna say, hey, if you ever have a need for this, if you're ever in the area for that, do you guys use any of these services? Are you in this industry? If you are and you wanna have a quick conversation, we work with people like that a lot. Here's a link to my calendar. That's when you go into a soft sell. Hey, here's something that I wanted you to look at. It's our equipment list. If you guys have a need for any of this type of equipment, let me know, and then say, I appreciate being connected with you on LinkedIn. Doing that once out of 4, 25% of the time, is a lot better than doing it the second message. So you send them a piece of valuable content, and then you send them a right hook and going in for the sale. That does not work. Again, guys, I'm just sharing this based on what worked for me and what was proven to work, and we are scaling this every single day. That number of 1.6 million is only a moment in time. Every single week we get new people coming in, and the types of clients that we work with, we're not talking we're selling them a $2,000 program. Because we are an industrial marketing agency, our programs are typically anywhere from $50,000, $60,000 a year up to the $300,000, $400,000 a year. So the people that we're connecting with on LinkedIn that are coming into our sales funnel are high decision makers at large companies in our niche that are spending significant amounts of money. So this is not strictly a tactic to use on people that are selling a $59 item. This is some high ticket stuff as well. Now, on a weekly, daily basis, you have to go back and repeat steps 1 through 5 every single day. That's why I said give me 6 months. If you do this for 6 months, 5 days a week, where you're engaging with people, sending connection requests, sending content, and then even on the weekends, go in and engage with people on Saturday and Sunday too, or send them a message. You have to think about the people. What are they doing on these days? What are they doing at these times based on their job function? Even on the weekend, we've seen great results with sending out content on the weekend. It's not like you're interrupting their day, right? They're on social media or they're with their family and they get a notification and maybe they're bored, maybe they got a break in their day and they just want to listen to something or watch something. You sending them that on a weekend can provide a decent amount of traction because not a lot of people are doing it. But you have to repeat this every single day for 6 months, steps 1 through 5. That is the key of what's going to make this work. If you just try it out for 30 days and say it's not working fast enough, then you go outside of the strategy, then you're sending sales related stuff, then people are getting pissed off, not connecting with you back, or removing connections with you, telling you to stop selling to them, telling you to stop bothering them. That is what is gonna fail. You have to have patience here. 6 months, I guarantee you from where you start to where you end up in 6 months, you could be $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 of new revenue in the bank based on what you sell. But you have to commit to the 6 months, do steps 1 through 5, and I promise you will see massive results. The last thing is gonna be you have to track all of your new deal lead sources. New deals, new opportunities, track where they came from, pin it back to LinkedIn or website or referral. You have to be tracking your deal sources because that's the only way you're gonna be able to see what's working and what's not. So as new opportunities come in, ask them how they found you. Hopefully it's on your form or your calendar booking. Ask them how they found you, and you would be surprised that somebody that says, oh, you know, I did, on a form they say web search, or they come in through the website. But when you have an actual conversation with them, if that's how your business is, which I'm assuming it is because it is B2B, when you have an actual conversation with them, then you say, how did you find us? Oh, I saw some of your content on LinkedIn, or oh, hey, we're connected with you on LinkedIn, or my colleague saw some content. That is the true source of that deal. Even if they then went to the website 3 months later, they first saw your content on LinkedIn, which then drove them to look you up, which then brought them to your website, and they created an opportunity from there. You have to track this. This is the only way, as you're going through doing this, if you're impatient like most people, and I've been impatient throughout my life as well, as you're going through this, you need some wins to keep you driving and moving forward. Tracking those deal sources, seeing that LinkedIn has created a couple of deals for you. Maybe it's in the 3rd or 4th or 5th month. You got 1, 2, 3 deals. You would not have those deals if you did not implement these strategies and tactics. You can associate that to it, that revenue source, close that deal. It's made you money. Once it's made you money, now you can justify the time and possibly the money if you have an internal team, the time and money and resources that you spend into creating the content, doing the effort on LinkedIn, and eventually maybe 20, 30, 40% of your deals will be coming from LinkedIn. And then you're at, oh man, we've made $1 million in the past year from LinkedIn, and the resources that we spend towards it are only $50,000, $70,000. So it's a massive multiplier of money in versus money out. But if you're not doing it every single day, you will see none of the results. I hope you guys got some value out of this content. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, follow me on LinkedIn. If you're not in my industry, I won't connect with you, but hit that follow button. We produce tons of videos every single week. We've got a YouTube channel with over 650 videos on it, and we continue to grow it, and you can get more of these tips directly in your feed notifications as we create them, and I will see you on the next one.